Welcome to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight, featuring Scott, the Rift Scuttler. With a few tricks up his shell, Scott steps outside the comfort of the river to avenge his fallen brothers and sisters. No longer shall they be taken advantage of for mere vision and movement speed. Although he might not look the part, Scott is one shell of a fighter, headbutting his way through any obstacle that gets in the way of him and his mission. Scott's passive is River Guardian. When Scott enters the rivers of Summoner's Rift, he gains a massive movement speed bonus for as long as he resides in the water. This passive makes him incredible at roaming, as well as contesting both Baron and Dragon.
Your skills aren't fit.
Additionally, upon eating any honey fruit, Scott gains a temporary shield. Moving on to his Q ability, Scuttle Rush. When activated, Scott headbutts forward in a straight line, dealing physical damage and knocking up the first enemy hit. But that's not all. When enemies enter the river, they are marked with Intruder for as long as they stay in there. Hitting a marked enemy resets the cooldown of Scuttle Rush. This can be done indefinitely.
Target marked. You're already dead.
Welcome to the Raid Shadow Legends sponsored Spotlight, featuring over 600 champions in this action-packed dark fantasy role-playing game. Collect champions, fully customize them and build up your own unique teams to fight through hordes of enemies and a wide variety of epic boss battles. Or maybe you want to face off against other players. You can do so at the PvP arena. Raid is cross-platform and free to play, so use my links below if you want to try Raid for yourself on mobile or PC. This man right here is the Guardian of the Void Keep, Malak Kafar. At one point a priest of the light, but everything changed one night when he stargazed a little too long into the abyss and thought to himself, you know, darkness might not be so bad after all. But it was all that bad, according to his priest buddies at the very least, who kicked his ass out faster than the speed of light. Anyways, he mastered the magic of Void out of spite, and now we have to deal with him in the form of a boss battle. When fighting him, make sure you're well prepared for his poisonous abilities, or you might just end up like this. Learn how to defeat him and you will be awarded plenty. By progressing through the campaign, you gain XP, new artifacts and above all else these shiny mystery shards. Take these to the portal to summon forth a wide variety of new ally champions. My personal favorite champion, as you might have already guessed, is Hellhound, or as I like to call her, Lucy. Isn't she just adorable? Now before you go and ask me,
what the dog doing?
Allow me to show you. That's what I call a walk in the park. What I like most about Raid is the wide variety of customization as well as the many incredible character designs the game has to show. So, why should you start playing now, if Lucy isn't reason enough already? This month Raid is also packed with non-stop special events and activities, including a Halloween-themed lineup that features a spooky new legendary and much more coming later this month. You can get a massive head start only these upcoming 30 days by signing up with the link in the description below or by scanning my QR code. In-game you will then be greeted with his pretty assassin lady, 200k in silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill and 1 ancient shard for an additional summon as soon as you start. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Raid for sponsoring this video. Now let's move on with the abilities. Scott's W ability is called Dive. Upon activation, Scott dives underground, making him completely invisible to enemy champions. After 3 seconds have passed, he resurfaces and knocks up all enemy champions nearby. When Scott resides in a river, this ability evolves into Deep Dive, allowing him to stay underwater for as long as he desires.
You dare invade my—
Step aside, Tom Kench, there is a new River King in town. Scott's E ability is Bolt. Scott dashes to the target location, firing missiles from his antennas to nearby enemies that deal a small amount of damage. This ability has 2 charges that do not recover on their own. Instead, Scott recovers a single charge every time he last hits a minion or when Scuttle Rush hits an enemy champion. Last hitting a monster recovers both charges at once. This ability serves as a great repositioning tool in the heat of battle. In the laning phase, this allows Scott to get up close and personal, last hitting a minion and quickly dashing back out again for short but sweet trades with the enemy. Scott's ultimate ability is called Voidborn. Scott becomes corrupted by the Void and transforms into the Rift Herald himself. In this new form, Scott gains a massive health boost and unlocks a new set of abilities. His Q ability turned into Void Send. Scott dashes to the target enemy's location, dealing physical damage and knocking them back on arrival. Enemies hit see the following visual effect on impact. Scott's next two new abilities are called Void Send 2 and Void Send 3. Hitting Void Send resets the cooldown of Void Send 2. And so on. Combining all three unique abilities, this is roughly what your average combo should look like, from the enemy's perspective. Scott's ultimate is River Chad. This allows him to return to his previous form whenever he wants. But that's not all. In this form, Scott also receives a new passive ability, Colossal Strength. When you approach a targetable structure, upon selection you wind up for 2.5 seconds before leaping forward, headbutting straight into the structure, destroying it on impact and killing any enemy champion nearby. Thank you so much for watching. I would like to give a shout out to Yorû, who prepared these custom skin models for me. This video is only possible because of her work, so please check out the other incredible custom skins she's made as well, in the description down below. See you guys next time.